Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. I'm going to talk about Vechain today and trying to start off the new year with a bang, although today is down for most cryptos. They got something brewing, and it might actually have a lot to do with Vechain's DeFi and an expansion of Vechain's DeFi in the future, which we know could really be really good for the ecosystem, because we know that expanding DeFi is a win situation for investors in said ecosystem. So we got something special brewing, something that will allow us to take Vechain toward the next level in multiple ways. And obviously the hashtag is Vechain, Blockchain, DeFi, Web3, Sustainability, VET, VETHO, and VUSD. The last one is what has me interested, VUSD, and that's what this thing is down here, VUSD. We all know that stablecoins are a critical part of DeFi. Many people use stablecoins to actually pour money, to stake, to liquidity farm, etc. Some big blockchains, like Terra, have built their entire ecosystem around their stablecoin. Not all of them have, but some of them have. So they play an important role in the ecosystem. Plus, a lot of the international reports are saying that DeFi could be the way that people, not DeFi, but stablecoins could be the way that people transfer money in the future across borders, because with if you just use a universal stablecoin or some gateway, you don't really need a middleman of any sort, which would pretty much eliminate the need for SWIFT and other entities. If people could just transfer, like, say USDC from one regional bank to another, even though it's paired with the USD, if there are pairs on other exchanges, it's very, very easy to actually transfer liquidity that way. So maybe Vechain wants to get into that game. Now, Vechain's main purpose of the chain is not to actually transfer money across borders. It is to use VETHO and logistics. But we all know how important DeFi is to the crypto world. Anything that gets a big DeFi ecosystem tends to go up in price. Now, Vechain has started that with VExchange and now ZumoSwap. I'd still use VExchange because I think it's a little more stable and I'm more familiar with it, but some people have used ZumoSwap because of the lower fees. But adding VUSD to an exchange is to something like VExchange is very important, because it allows Vechain investors to cash out to a stablecoin where they can actually put their money in, if they don't want to leave the market. And I think that's very crucial. So hopefully this will actually help price and expand the Vechain ecosystem. Obviously VUSD, it's going to be pegged to the US dollar. I'm not really sure if it's going to be like Luna algorithmically backed, or like USDC, which is going to be dollar backed. Either one I think would be fine, because both Terra Luna and USDC are doing very, very, very well right now. I know a lot of you have been hankering for price movement on Vechain and criticizing how it's done for the year, but in January 1st last year, it was 1.9 cents, and this year it's over 8 cents, which is around 425, maybe almost like 450% increase year over year, which is obviously a very good increase. Bitcoin was about 24,000, I think, January 1st of last year, so that was a 200% increase. So Vechain has actually outperformed Bitcoin by more than 2 to 1. But a lot of people don't see that, because many people came in the beginning of the year. But that's really your own fault for buying in at the all-time high, like most cryptos. A lot of cryptos, if you bought in around April, like March, April this year, you are down because you bought at the top of the market. You just have to have patience and wait, like the rest of us did, for a couple of years before it goes back up. I don't think you'll actually have to wait for a couple of years, but you'll have to wait at least for a few months. A lot of us from the last cycle stuck it out for a couple of years, and we got massive profits. So if you want those massive profits, you might have to be patient and stick it out for a few years. I know patience isn't really a virtue in the crypto world. It is, but people just don't recognize it. But patiently waiting for good projects is a pretty good strategy overall, because we waited for under half a penny for like 2 or 3 years before it finally shot up to 25 cents, and still here at 8 cents. We're at least 16, 17, if not 20x up at this point. So for those for thousands of percents worth of profit, it's worth waiting a couple of months or a couple of years for. But VUSD obviously is very exciting for the Vechain community. And the thing is, if you're just holding on to it, if you could just liquidity mine DeFi as well. The VEX VET pair, although it's dropped below 70% APR, it's still farming at a pretty good ratio. I'm still making some money from it, and I'm just waiting for VEX and VET price to both shoot up before I sell my rewards, and that'll be a big cash out. Not a huge cash out, a couple $1,000s, but it will recoup a good part of my initial investment while leaving my initial investment still in the crypto verse. So that's kind of like my plan for VET, and I do think this will help VET's ecosystem and probably boost VET's price in the long run. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think, like and subscribe, and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.